Hi, good morning. I'm Meredith Grantham, Chief Operating Officer for the Coastal Bend Wellness Foundation.
My name is Nathan Charles. I am the project coordinator for Project HIP. That is the homeless initiative program here at Coastal Bend Wellness Foundation.
So, Nathan, tell us how your work at your time at Coastal Bend College prepared you for your role here at the Coastal Bend Wellness Foundation.
So that's a long journey. So I started back in 2004, 2005-ish at Coastal Bend College. Um, I graduated high school. I got a couple just little low-paying jobs. My grandparents actually gave me one of those jobs, and I kind of saved up over a few years just to pay for my first 18 hours. So I did that, got good grades, and I took a big hiatus to the tune of 15 years. So during that 15 years, I kind of entered the workforce, got a couple other little jobs just to focus on sustaining myself. I've lived on my own since I was 17, so uh, paying bills, and during that, my classroom was life. So learning life's lessons was a part of that. Um, I had a couple other journeys with other higher institutions of learning, and I got a couple certifications, which led to just employment at our local hospital there in Alice. And it was during then that I kind of realized healthcare was something that I was interested in. I was in the lab, I was in the ER, I was in patient access, kind of sponge mode. Everything I saw was interesting to me. So in that came an opportunity to work for medical school providing healthcare in a correctional setting. So I did that for a decade, and vast array of work experience happened there. So there was then that would be May of 20 where I decided to pick back up and restart my journey with Coastal Bend College and finish what I started. And there's something that I have and I carry it with me to this day. I would like to just show, and this was kind of a motivating factor for me. This is my first ID from 2004, and I always carried it with me because I was like, I'm going to finish that one day. So May 2020 is when I restarted that journey to finish it. And of course, it took me 2 years. And at that medical school, I went as high as I can go without a degree. So I was given an opportunity to work for two different community health centers running their front office staff. And in 23, I was offered this position here. It was Coastal Bend Wellness Foundation's first ever homeless program. So I serve those that are in need, suffering from just the worst of the worst. They're on the streets, addiction, trauma, just you name it. They've been through it all. And I feel like second chances and me finishing 15 years later, that was a second chance. So very relatable. And I feel like that prepared me for this role, just that whole journey. It was kind of backwards. My whole workforce before academics, the life skills, the practical experience that I kind of amassed, kind of helped me prepare for that role. So
That's an amazing story, Nathan. That is so, I mean, it speaks so much to you as an individual, Coastal Bend College, and their ability to work with everyone and be a resource for the community. So, what advice would you give to somebody who was maybe in a similar situation as you that's got a lot of work experience, but, 2 decades of work experience and now going back? What advice would you give to them?
I would just say, just it's never too late for a comeback. And I see that every day here at work because we help people with their comebacks, people from all ages and all demographics. And me, myself, I couldn't even afford to pay for my cap and gown. And I didn't walk the stage in high school. So I just got my diploma in the mail. And my opportunity to finish this in May of 22, that was my first time walking a stage. As long as you have the right team in your corner, like with Coastal Bend College, everybody I talked to there was so welcoming. Every staff member that I called to ask questions and inquire about how do you restart after 15 years, it all starts with the right people, and I feel like the right people were there to help guide me through that process. And same here, like that's what my team does here. So it all starts with a step and the right people in your corner. That's it.
What do you think about what do you think it was about Coastal Bend College though that made it different there versus if you had decided to go somewhere else?
So I kind of talked about it earlier very briefly that I had a couple little stints at other institutions of higher learning, and they were so big you almost felt lost in the sea of people, and I didn't feel that way at Coastal Bend College. So it's a very personable place, and in fact, I remember my first class, English 1301, and if he's still there, his name's Jeff Massengill, teaching English. He would always start his classes off with a monologue, like a late night talk show host, with some jokes and stuff, just to lighten the mood. First assignment ever was how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But the whole point of the assignment was just to show how something so simple, how everybody in class made it differently, whether it's I put my jelly on first, I put my peanut butter on first, I fold mine in half, I cut the edges off. And he always made learning fun there. And that was my experience at Coastal Bend College. Everything was very personable. And in some cases, like with Mr. Massengill, he made everything fun. And that is a name that sticks with me. And ironically, that was my first class. And that set the tone for the rest of my journey, even though it was a very long journey. Um, I didn't get that experience at other places. The first time walking the stage was with you guys. And of course, I springboarded into my 4-year degree, and my commencement ceremony for that, of course, it was with Western Governors University. It was at it was this big old event center in Louisville, Kentucky, and my family was present there. My kids got to see that, just to see the emotions on their face and to be recognized at that ceremony by Western Governors University. They actually had some opening remarks. They had a speaker, and then they recognized the work that we do here at Coastal Bend Wellness Foundation. So we're a unique team amongst unique teams. There's a bunch of unique teams here, a bunch of unique programs, and I'm not just putting mine over any other. But Meredith did say team, and I couldn't do what I do without my team. We're all equal. We all find ways to pick up slack. Um, and I'm appreciative of them. And I have seen people like our success stories, so many that, I mean, from the depths of just, I'm on the street in the throes of addiction, been on the street for 5 years, my family's not talking to me anymore, I'm here from another state. And over a course of 5 to 8 months, I've seen people go from that to my daughter's talking to me again. I met my grandkid for the first time. I'm sober. I have 5 to 8 months of just nothing but mental health improvement. We focus on mental health too. There's so much that we do here, so much that our team does, and we utilize all the services here under this roof to complement that. So I just wanted to touch on that because just there's my team, but then, like I said, there's a bunch of unique teams that we all kind of overlap each other and complement each other just to, and community partners are integral in this as well. So it takes a village, and we're appreciative of that village.
In 2023, we were able to start a new program for those that are unhoused in the community. And we were able to bring Nathan on as a coordinator for that program. And over the course of the last almost 3 years now, I've watched Nathan grow as that program has grown. Nathan's ability to connect with the community and to really create those community resources and those collaborations that are necessary to make a program a success, right? But the most important piece of that is my ability from where I sit to be able to see the impact that Nathan and his team have made with the people that are engaged in that program. And I mean, and we have some success stories of people who were really kind of feeling hopeless and lost and not really sure where to turn. And because of that program and because of Nathan's work, we've been able to really help people make it to that next step, you know. And we talked about resiliency earlier, and that's what a lot of that program is all about. Just like with the Wellness Foundation, right? We're here to serve a community that maybe wouldn't have resources otherwise. or wouldn't have access to healthcare or to other social support services. So the ability to do that and to be able to see Nathan grow into that role as a leader in this organization and to make the impact that he's made and his team have made for the people in this community has been one of the greatest things that I've enjoyed in the last almost 3 years working with Nathan.
There's something that I noticed with Coastal Bend College that was really neat. It was at my commencement ceremony where I was seated. There was maybe 40 or 50 kids. And when I say kids, I was like, man, these kids are young. So they were all high school students, and they were all part of that program where you get to graduate with a 2-year degree before you even graduate high school. So I got to talking to the one that was sitting next to me. I was the old guy in the middle of all the high school students, and she shared that with me. She said, I'm graduating high school in 2 weeks. So I thought it was so neat that they have that opportunity. So providing access to a 2-year degree where it may not even be possible financially. A lot of these individuals were from rural areas. So it was so neat that people that are graduating high school have a 2-year jump. If they want to transfer out to a 4-year program, a lot of those credits can transfer out. You save them money, you save their parents money, and then graduate with a 2-year degree before they get their high school diploma. That's very neat. So there's a lot of things that Coastal Bend College offers. And again, that small town feel, the accessibility there all over Pleasanton, Kingsville, Alice, Beeville, the multiple campuses that there are. But the fact that you can go to any one of those areas if you're outlying or rural and have access to that quality education, I feel like that's the same access that we offer here. Those two things parallel. So I'm thankful for that opportunity. And I'm also thankful for everybody that I work with here that helps our clients and patients that we serve